Picture this. You're gliding silently through the water, only your eyes and nostrils peeking above the surface. The world thinks you're just a floating log, until suddenly with lightning speed, you explode out of the water and grab your prey. That's not a movie monster. That's real life if you were a crocodile. Crocodiles are some of the oldest and most successful predators on Earth. They've survived for more than 200 million years, outlasting the dinosaurs and witnessing the rise of mammals and humans. They're living fossils, but they're also perfectly adapted hunters of today. So why would being a crocodile be cool? Because you'd get to live like a stealthy, armored tank with the patience of a stone and the power of a rocket. Let's dive into their world and see what makes these reptiles such extraordinary survivors. Being a crocodile is cool because your body is basically built for ambush. With eyes, ears, and nostrils positioned on top of your head, you can stay almost completely submerged while spying on your surroundings. Your body is a streamlined shape, made for slipping through the water with barely a ripple, and then there's the armor. Your skin is covered in tough, bony plates called osteoderms, like natural body armor. Not only do they protect you, they also store heat, helping you regulate body temperature. Think of it as wearing a bulletproof vest that doubles as a solar panel. Your jaw? It's one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. Once you snap it shut, there's no escape. Crocodiles don't chew. They rip and swallow, turning a simple bite into a devastating finishing move. If you were a crocodile, you'd be part of one of nature's greatest success stories. Crocodiles and their ancestors have been around since before the age of dinosaurs. When most prehistoric giants vanished, crocodiles adapted and survived. Their secret? Simplicity and efficiency. They didn't need to change much. The design worked then, and it still works now. That's why modern crocodiles look so similar to their ancient relatives. Living as a crocodile means you're part of an unbroken chain of survivors, a creature designed by evolution to last. And let's not forget longevity. In the wild, crocodiles can live up to 70 years or more. That's 7 decades of ruling rivers and swamps, with the patience to wait hours, even days, for the perfect strike. One of the coolest things about being a crocodile is patience. While lions and wolves are busy chasing, crocodiles know the value of waiting. They can float motionless for hours, conserving energy, waiting for the exact right moment. This makes them some of the most energy-efficient hunters alive. Why waste calories running after prey when the prey will eventually come to drink at your riverbank? As a crocodile, you'd master the art of waiting, and then, in a split second, unleash explosive speed. Crocodiles may look lazy while basking in the sun, but don't let that fool you. When the moment comes, they can launch themselves with terrifying speed. Using their powerful tails, crocodiles can accelerate from stillness to an attack in less than a second. Their hunting strategy is simple, but brutally effective. Ambush. A zebra or wildebeest comes to drink, unaware of the danger. Then, snap! The crocodile surges out of the water, clamping its jaws shut around the prey. But here's the fascinating part. Crocodiles don't just rely on brute force. They use teamwork. In large rivers, groups of crocodiles have been observed herding fish together or lining up strategically during migrations. It's like a reptilian military operation, silent but devastatingly efficient. Being a crocodile also means having one of the coolest and scariest signature moves in the animal world, the death roll. When prey is too large to swallow whole, crocodiles grab onto it and spin their entire bodies with astonishing force. This move rips chunks of flesh apart, turning even the toughest prey into manageable pieces. It's not pretty, but in the reptile world, it's genius. This move shows off the raw physics behind crocodile power, massive muscles, perfect leverage, and water as the ultimate stage for destruction. If you were a crocodile, you'd have a built-in blender for a hunting strategy. One reason crocodiles are so cool is that they're equally at home in water and on land. In the water, they're silent submarines. On land, despite their heavy bodies, they can actually move surprisingly fast in short bursts, up to 17 kilometers per hour. This double life means you'd never be out of options. Need to disappear? Slip underwater and vanish. Need to defend your territory? Charge on land with terrifying speed. Being a crocodile is like living with 2 passports, one for rivers and lakes, another for the shoreline. And let's not forget swimming. Crocodiles are superb swimmers, using their tails like propellers. They can hold their breath for up to an hour, turning the water into their personal hunting ground. Crocodiles can survive where many animals would fail. They can go months without eating by slowing their metabolism to a crawl. They can live in freshwater rivers, salty estuaries, and even survive short periods in the open ocean. Some species, like the saltwater crocodile, can grow up to 7 meters long and patrol coastlines, traveling hundreds of kilometers. Imagine being a creature so versatile that you could rule both rivers and seas. This adaptability is why crocodiles thrive across Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Australia. No matter the continent, chances are there's a river ruled by crocodiles, and stepping into their world would mean ruling it too. Crocodiles aren't just raw power, they're surprisingly intelligent. Scientists have discovered that crocodiles use tools. For example, during bird nesting season, they balance sticks on their snouts while lying still in the water. When birds come looking for material, snap, another meal. That's not instinct alone. That's planning. Crocodiles also communicate. They hiss, grunt, and even produce infrasonic sounds that can travel through water. Mothers call to their young, and hatchlings respond even before they break out of the eggshell. That's family bonding, reptile style. So, if you were a crocodile, you wouldn't just be a muscle-bound predator. You'd also be a clever strategist, using brains as much as brawn. Crocodiles aren't only hunters, they're vital to their ecosystems. By preying on the weak or sick, they keep populations of fish, antelope, and other animals in balance. Without them, entire river systems would collapse into chaos. They also dig burrows and create gator holes in alligators and some crocodiles that hold water during dry seasons. These pockets of water become lifesavers for fish, turtles, and birds. In other words, crocodiles aren't just takers. They're givers too, shaping their environment in ways that support life. It's ironic, the same predator that terrifies so many creatures is also the reason those creatures survive at all. Humans have always been fascinated and terrified by crocodiles. Ancient Egyptians worshipped Sobek, the crocodile-headed god of strength and fertility. In Aboriginal Australian stories, crocodiles are ancestral beings, respected as keepers of waterholes. Even today, crocodiles are symbols of raw nature, untamed, powerful, eternal. Movies, books, and legends always portray them as creatures of both fear and awe. So being a crocodile wouldn't just make you a master of rivers. It would make you a living legend, feared and revered across cultures for thousands of years. So, why is being a crocodile cool? Because you'd be one of the ultimate survivors, a predator as old as time itself. You'd command both land and water, hunt with explosive power, endure the harshest conditions, and still find time to outsmart your prey. Few animals combine such strength, intelligence, and adaptability. Crocodiles are nature's timeless warriors, proof that sometimes evolution gets it right the first time. And maybe, just maybe, if you could live a day as a crocodile, you'd never want to go back. When you picture a crocodile, you probably imagine a cold-blooded predator. But here's something surprising. Crocodiles are actually dedicated parents. A mother crocodile guards her nest fiercely for months. When the hatchlings are ready to emerge, they call from inside their eggs, and she gently digs them out, sometimes even carrying them to the water in her mouth. Imagine a jaw that can crush bones softening enough to cradle her babies. That's the hidden tenderness of a creature we see as ruthless. Even after hatching, the young stay close to their mother, protected from birds, fish, and other predators. Without her, they wouldn't survive. So, being a crocodile also means living in a society where family bonds matter, at least in those first critical weeks. Crocodiles may not win a sprint against a cheetah, but in their element, they're champions. Bite force. A saltwater crocodile has the strongest bite of any animal on Earth, over 3,700 pounds per square inch. That's enough to crush metal. Longevity. Crocodiles can live 70 to 100 years, rivaling elephants and even humans in lifespan. Imagine being a reptile that could outlive generations of people. Survival mode. When food is scarce, crocodiles can lower their heart rate to just a few beats per minute, conserving energy for months. That's like having a built-in emergency mode. If you were a crocodile, you'd basically be the ultimate all-terrain, all-weather survival machine. Scientists are fascinated by crocodiles not just because of their power, but because of what they might teach us. Crocodiles have immune systems so strong they can resist infections that would kill other animals. Some researchers believe studying their biology could lead to new antibiotics or medical breakthroughs. Their ability to regenerate and heal wounds with little scarring is another mystery. In the brutal world of rivers and swamps, they often injure each other yet recover quickly. For humans, that ability could revolutionize medicine. So, being a crocodile isn't just about surviving in nature, it's about carrying secrets of resilience that humans are still trying to unlock. At the end of the day, what makes crocodiles so cool isn't just their strength, their intelligence, or even their history. It's the fact that they represent survival in its purest form. They've outlasted dinosaurs, ice ages, and countless changes to Earth's climate. To be a crocodile would mean to be a living fossil, a reminder that true power lies not just in domination, but in adaptation, patience, and endurance. So, if you ever wondered what it would feel like to be a crocodile, remember this: you wouldn't just be a predator, you'd be a legend. To understand why being a crocodile is cool, you need to think about time. Crocodiles have been around for over 200 million years. That means they shared the planet with dinosaurs, survived the asteroid impact that wiped them out, and adapted to every global change since. When you look into a crocodile's eye, you're staring into the past. You're seeing a creature that nature perfected long ago. So perfect, in fact, that it barely needed to change. Imagine being part of a bloodline so resilient that it outlived some of the greatest creatures ever to walk the earth. Crocodiles carry an aura of fear, but also respect. In many parts of the world, local people still treat them as river guardians. They are both feared as predators and honored as symbols of strength. If you were a crocodile, you wouldn't just rule through power, you'd rule through reputation. Animals and humans alike know better than to test you. Just your presence changes behavior. Herds avoid the water's edge, fishermen give you space, and legends keep your name alive for centuries. This is power on a whole new level. Power not just over prey, but over the imagination. To finish, let's explore some quirky details that make crocodiles even cooler. Crocodiles can sleep with one eye open, keeping half their brain awake to watch for danger. They swallow stones, called gastroliths, which help with digestion and balance in water. Some species can leap vertically out of the water to grab birds from low branches. They can detect vibrations in water with incredible sensitivity, thanks to specialized pressure receptors on their skin. All of this makes crocodiles feel like creatures with superpowers, finely tuned by millions of years of evolution. So, let's wrap it up. Being a crocodile isn't just about being a predator. It's about being a guardian of rivers, a living fossil, a family protector, a strategist, a legend. If survival were an art, crocodiles would be the masters. If nature were a contest, crocodiles would be undefeated champions. So why is being a crocodile cool? Because it means being timeless. It means being the embodiment of patience, power, and survival. It means being a creature that doesn't just exist in the present, but carries the story of the entire planet in its scales.